What are the executives going to do while everybody is striking against them? TV and movies are going to be kind of bad for a little bit, and I, for one, support that.
Hollywood's biggest stars are once again out on the picket lines, standing in solidarity with actors and writers.
And tonight, Comic-Con in San Diego becomes another major casualty of the actors' strike. KCAL News reporter Tom Wade is here with the latest on the strikes. And Tom, what is the CEO of Netflix saying now?
Well, he offered some sort of contrition, I think, or an olive branch last night, but I don't know that it's really produced any results yet. So we'll have to see. So in the past, SAG-AFTRA has been hindered by internal divisions. The union even has its own political parties, but right now, industry insiders say the union is in solidarity. And as for the studios, they too appear unified and are digging in.
I'm out here to fight against this broken system.
Aubrey Plaza on the SAG-AFTRA picket lines Thursday, amplifying the union's message.
I think these corporations have been profiting off our talents and our work, and we're not getting fair wages.
Other big stars like Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin were also out marching in support of the actors and writers. One of the first major events to be directly impacted by the walkout, Comic-Con, which kicked off Thursday in San Diego. Because of the strike, big stars are staying away. Deadline senior editor Dominic Patton.
Comic-Con's had a rough ride in the past couple of years. Obviously, there's a couple of years they basically went dark or they went virtual, which was almost the same because of COVID. They came back. This year, I think they really felt they were going to really get back in traction, get back in the pace. But now with none of the stars showing up, it's almost impossible.
Well, the people who run Comic-Con should be putting pressure on these corporations to pay their actors and writers.
Wednesday, the head of the world's most powerful streaming service, Netflix, spoke out during the company's second quarter earnings announcement. CEO Ted Sarandos seemed to be trying to tone down the rhetoric.
I was raised in a union household. My dad was a member of IBEW Local 640. And I also remember on more than one occasion, my dad being out on strike. And I remember that because it takes an enormous toll on your family.
Sarandos says he wants a deal urgently.
We very much hoped to reach an agreement by now.
He only wants a deal so he can keep making money. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about the union workers.
Right now, there are no plans for any of the stakeholders to return to the bargaining table.
It's very nice to say you want to see a resolution to the strike. It's very nice to say that you came from a union background and your dad was an electrician. It's very nice to say you understand the pain of strikes and what have you. But here's the thing is, he's someone who can actually do something about it. So I think there was a little bit of don't blame me, but in fact, you're one of the people in the star chambers. So
Yeah, he was just trying to make it seem like he's relatable to everybody else. My dad was a union worker. I know what it's like for you guys, blah blah blah, and then does nothing. Yeah. Um, how about you pay your actors and workers?
it is you.
Meanwhile, the strikes continue to take their toll. We spoke with the owner of Air Hollywood, a studio with airport and airplane sets used by many productions. Business has been completely grounded.
For the writer's strike, for the past 2 months, we laid off half of our staff. And now because the actors strike, we laid off the rest of the staff. So we really kind of in a challenging time right now.
So that major issue remains. When do the two sides come back to the table? Right now, we just don't have an answer. And Pat, you can see they're just one of the businesses, one of the many that's affected.
Well, looking at Netflix and Amazon, I mean, they're very different than the broadcast networks, the ABC, CBS, NBC. How does that, are they talking to each other? I mean, are they picking up on what Ted said, for example, and do you expect them to come together? I'm not exactly sure who makes up the
AMPTP? Yes, so they are all together. But to your point, I think that that's something that the actors are looking into. Will they all stay unified because there are different interests? To your point again, ABC, NBC, CBS, obviously Paramount owns CBS. They have maybe some different interests than, say, Amazon and Netflix.
Well, those are the major streamers.
Right, exactly. So, but they're all negotiated as one block. So will that create division there? And then will the actors be able to, there was another expert that said, hey, will the actors stay together, actors who have projects that are sitting there on the hopper, right? and are ready to go, are they going to say, okay, guys, let's wrap this up. I want to get to my project. So both sides have these potential for internal division.
Well, we'll see how